Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About. And in this episode we're talking about SCP-013, otherwise known as the Blue Lady cigarettes. Object class is safe, meaning it poses little to no threat, and is pretty easily contained. There is a picture of SCP-013 and it looks like this. It is just a cigarette with the text Blue Lady on it. I know this is a very popular SCP article, but I have actually never read this SCP article. Special Container Procedures. SCP-013 are to be kept in a secure storage vault at Site-66. Exposed subjects are to be monitored for differences between their symptoms. Exposed subjects are to be interviewed daily, and any changes in perception are to be logged. That's all the containment procedures. Kind of expecting more. There isn't. There's a lot for the description, though. So I guess this thing does a slew of things, but it's just contained in a storage vault. And it says exposed subjects. Does that mean, like, if you see it, it does something? Or do you actually have to smoke it? Because one of those is a lot scarier than the other. In terms of what SCP-013 is, it is a collective designation of 242 cigarettes, which display similar anomalies. The most common external detail between instances is the presence of the words Blue Lady, handwritten on each cigarette in blue ink. Okay, so maybe that's the anomalous thing. If you think about it, if all these cigarettes have the one thing in common being Blue Lady, what if that's the thing causing the anomalous properties? It's 242 cigarettes, so it's not just one. There's a lot of them. I mean, there's a finite number of them, unless they're being produced somewhere, which is worse than I could possibly imagine. Subjects who consume the contents of SCP-013 through inhalation will begin to perceive themselves as a specific, unidentified woman. Subjects have described the woman to be aged between 25 and 35 years old, standing approximately 1.6 meters tall with an estimated weight between 50 and 55 kilograms. Additional recurring details include cropped dark hair, blue eyes, and bright blue lipstick. Oh, so it makes you hallucinate. That's what this does. You smoke it and you perceive yourself as an unidentified woman. I'm confused. It's saying, unless my brain is just mixing up words, but I don't think that's the case here. It says that they'll perceive themselves as a specific unidentified woman, and then the next sentence is they describe the woman. So do they see it or are they it? I imagine that it's they see it. They start to hallucinate the Blue Lady, which in turn it makes sense for the name of the cigarette, but maybe I'm just not getting it. It's just a blue lady, blue eyes, dark hair, blue light bright blue bright blue cigarette, and with a bright blue lipstick. Continuing on, immediately after consuming an instance of SCP-013, subjects will gradually begin to perceive reflections of themselves as having the features of the woman, and will gradually perceive their bodies changing to reflect their appearance over the course of the following weeks. All changes are entirely mental. The subject's body does not change outwardly, only their perception of themselves. These alterations are permanent and cannot be reversed. So, does that mean they see both? Going back to the last paragraph, it's reflection based, so they see themselves turning into the woman. They do not see the other woman. They see reflections in like windows, mirrors, everywhere. They see themselves turn into the Blue Lady. It's not physical, but they perceive themselves as the Blue Lady out over the course of the following weeks. In terms of the discovery, SCP-013 was discovered after the suicide of an Ian Miles, packed in a large cardboard crate in his apartment. A cursory search of the apartment uncovered several hundred sketches of a figure strongly resembling that one perceived while under 013's effect. Miles's body has been found sitting at a desk, dead of a massive overdose, and draped over a handwritten note transcribed below. So there's an addendum a bit farther down on that note, but there's two more paragraphs before we get to that. So it was discovered when a person probably just purchased a pack of cigarettes or a crate of cigarettes, and it just so happened to be the Blue Lady cigarette. So was he the first victim, or were there a bunch of others? Are there more crates? Because if there are more crates, we have an issue of multiple people perceiving themselves as the Blue Lady. During the investigation of Miles's apartment, one civilian investigator became affected by 013's effect. An embedded agent soon contacted the nearest site. The subject, the artifact, and related evidence were extracted and contained. Currently, 217 instances of SCP-013 cigarettes are contained at Biosite 66. 25 SCP-013 cigarettes are contained at Research Sector 9, pending future research into similar anomalous effects. I just combined the two paragraphs. So it sounds to me that the apartment is kind of a hotbed for the cigarettes. Do they have an effect where if a person views it, they feel an urge to use it? Because if that's the case, that makes them more dangerous, and I don't think they should be classified as safe because of the mental effect. But in terms of the mental switching, that would just mess with you more than anything. I'm just trying to think, because smoking's addictive. If you smoke more than one cigarette, does that mean you perceive the lady quicker, or, you just become more imbibed with it? Imbibed is not the right word. I'm missing the word, but there are two sites. Biosite 66 has most of them, and a couple of them are contained in a research sector, meaning they're probably used on other people to see its effects and kind of run experiments, meaning you're making people go batshit insane. But it's just funny to me that this small little cigarette can cause this much issue. I mean, what is the Blue Lady? The image of the cigarette has the SCP logo behind. I mean, this image is a lot more grounding than being just a Foundation image. The note that was acquired when they acquired SCP-013 reads, "I see her everywhere, that sad Blue Lady. I feel like I know her, but I can't remember. I love her, but I don't know why. She's so beautiful and sweet and clear, but I don't know anymore. Her favorite flavor. Where did you go? I miss you." And that is the whole article. That's the note that was under the Ian Miles that committed suicide because he was probably losing his goddamn mind over the cigarettes. But that's the note. So it makes you fall in love with her? Or that's just a one-off instance, but that signals to me that it was kind of a thing where you smoke the cigarette and you become, like, entranced with the Blue Lady. You become together with the Blue Lady. Merged together. Like, she is a part of you as you are a part of the Blue Lady. And you see her in the reflection and you start to go insane, but also you fall in love with her? Because if that's the case, that would kind of complete the SCP to me, because right now it's just kind of like, oh, good, you just lose your damn mind, but if it makes you also fall in love with the Blue Lady, or better example, you fall in love with yourself because you perceive yourself as the Blue Lady, that is kind of sad. And that makes the Blue Lady cigarettes feel a lot more whole, if that is the case. In that note, if it's a one-off instance, I guess there was just some problem with Ian Miles' brain beforehand. But if that is something that happens to everyone that smokes it, that can be really, really cool. Not cool, but, like, it's interesting that it has this horrid effect where it makes you perceive... It's not that bad, but in terms of normality, it's pretty messed up because there's no going back, from what I imagine. Any reflection, you perceive yourself as the Blue Lady, all this stuff, and you see a reflection, you don't know how often you see a reflection. Like, out of the corner of your eye, in a glare in a window, you could see yourself. And you think it's the Blue Lady, but no, it's just you. That's kind of freaky. I don't think I'd like that, granted I don't smoke. Smoking's addictive, so maybe if you smoke more than one, it does more to you. But it doesn't really specify that as it happening, so maybe it hasn't happened as a research thing yet. It's 242 cigarettes. Since it's 242 cigarettes, is that how many there were upon discovery, or is that how many there are now? Let's do some math. 217 plus 25. That's 242, alright. Doing the math in my head. And it's definitely 242. Is that how many there are upon discovery, or is how many have been used? That's my question. Because if there's a finite number of them, you can only do so many experiments before you start to run low. So how many were there compared to like present day? How many are there? You know, the question is always posed: are they in the real world? Are there more crates of these cigarettes, and you just don't know where they are? It's a blue lady cigarette. Obviously, it's not real. What if in the SCP world there are more crates out there? I mean, I guess if you're in the SCP world, you just have to kind of focus on not smoking any cigarette with the words "blue lady" on it. Otherwise, you start to go insane. But with that being said, I'm going to leave this episode here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe, as that helps boost the channel. If you have any other SCPs you'd like me to go over, please leave a comment, and I will be sure to do my best to get to it. And yeah, thank you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!